Hello, I'm Nick Crawley. Welcome to this Bible for Life introduction to the lovely, rich, and very full book of Isaiah. Um, in many ways, Isaiah itself is like a mini Bible. It has the rather interesting and perhaps unexpected feature of having 66 chapters, and there are, of course, 66 books in the Bible itself. But more than that, the whole spectrum of what Isaiah is teaching and his message spans the human condition from our fallenness before God and our inability, despite our attempts to make progress, to really make any progress at all. And the way God is going to send this anointed servant, this king who will sit on David's throne, and the Messiah, and he will come and he will do what human beings are unable to do. And the end of the book is a wonderful description about what is going on and what God is going to do. Many people would say that Isaiah is their favourite book of the Bible, or at least some of the sections in the book are their favourites. It is, however, a very difficult book to understand. There's a huge discussion which takes place as to how it was written and how it was composed. Many people, well, some people think it's Isaiah of Jerusalem, who lived in about around about 740 BC. From then on, he wrote the whole thing. Others would say no, there is evidence of other people writing, and perhaps the last sections of the book were actually written by a school of prophets, his own disciples, over the coming decades or even centuries. The problem with this discussion is that if we're not careful, it can completely blind us to what's actually going on. And the key thing with Scripture is always to read it for what it is. We must at least start there. If we start with a big academic debate, we're very likely to miss the whole point of what's going on. So I do urge you to allow the Bible, allow Isaiah to simply speak for what it is. Now, it's a long book, 66 chapters, and it's going to take a lot of work. And you may choose simply to read selected chapters, and elsewhere in these notes and material I've advised on which chapters to read. The primary and central aspect or feature of Isaiah is, of course, the prophecies about the Messiah, and it's not a mistake that both at Christmas and Easter, two of the leading readings on both occasions are taken from Isaiah. Isaiah 9 describes Jesus' birth, and Isaiah 53 gives this astonishingly deep insight into what was going on at the cross and how the servant suffered. And we will obviously want to spend time meditating on those chapters. Isaiah is a prophet who is full of compassion. Although he has severe things that he needs to say to God's people, he is nevertheless motivated by this incredible compassion of God. And this comes out in his overflowing joy. In fact, each of the sections of Isaiah, and people divide it up in different ways. I personally think there's a very cyclical flow of 5 sections, but not everybody would agree with that. But I think there is a pattern. I think it's actually very clear. But one of the key features is that every section ends with this overflowing praise and worship to God for his mercy, for his compassion, that he's going to come and intervene on our behalf and make humanity into all that God purposed for us. And so one cannot be fail to be moved by the grace of God, by the joy of what he's doing, by this expectation of his intervention, by the Messiah, by all that God has for us in future. And I hope that as you study this, you'll find that this material I've provided is helpful. I look forward to talking and Skyping with you in the pods in due course.